Can silence speak louder than words in building trust? In a world where communication is often defined by the noise of constant conversation, Stoic philosophy offers a refreshing perspective. Silence, according to the Stoics, is not the absence of communication, but a powerful tool for fostering deeper understanding and trust in relationships. It teaches us that what is unsaid can sometimes convey more than words ever could. In silence, we listen to our true thoughts, observe others' actions without judgment, and find the space to reflect, qualities that create solid foundations for trust. In this video, we will explore how embracing Stoic silence can transform the way we interact with those we care about. We'll reveal how this ancient practice can enhance communication, improve emotional clarity, and help establish bonds that endure the tests of time. It is not about avoiding conversation, but learning when silence can be a response that speaks volumes. By the end of this video, you'll uncover actionable insights into mastering the art of Stoic silence. You'll learn how it can serve as a tool to deepen trust, promote authenticity, and lead to stronger, more meaningful connections in your relationships. Prepare to discover how silence, when practiced with intention, can be the key to profound emotional understanding and lasting trust. In today's fast-paced world, over-communication has become a common struggle. With constant messaging, social media updates, and endless discussions, it's easy to believe that more words equal better connection. However, this overabundance of communication often leads to misunderstandings, misinterpretations, and a gradual erosion of trust. We are so focused on speaking that we forget the power of listening, reflecting, and observing without always filling the silence with words. This overcommunication, ironically, often distances us from genuine emotional connection. Stoicism, with its deep emphasis on self-reflection and intentional action, offers a unique solution: the deliberate use of silence. In Stoic philosophy, silence is not avoidance, but a mindful tool for cultivating trust and understanding. It teaches us to pause, consider our responses carefully, and to listen deeply. Rather than speaking impulsively, Stoicism encourages us to choose our words wisely and, when appropriate, to let silence serve as a meaningful response. This silence is a mark of discipline, emotional maturity, and respect for both our own thoughts and the perspectives of others. In this video, we will explore how Stoic silence can be a cornerstone in building trust, both in personal relationships and professional environments. You will discover how silence, when practiced consciously, fosters a deeper emotional connection, creates space for genuine understanding, and strengthens the trust that forms the foundation of any meaningful relationship. By learning to embrace the power of silence, you can transform how you communicate and relate to others, leading to more authentic and lasting bonds. The philosophy of Stoic silence. In Stoic philosophy, silence is not simply the absence of speech, but a powerful tool for reflection, understanding, and intentional communication. The Stoics understood that words, when used carelessly or excessively, can cloud judgment, hinder self-awareness, and even damage relationships. Silence, on the other hand, creates a space for deeper thinking and emotional clarity. It allows us to pause and reflect before responding, giving us time to align our thoughts with our values and intentions. This practice of silence, then, is not about withdrawing or avoiding communication, but about using it as a conscious, deliberate choice to enhance the quality of our interactions. One of the core Stoic principles related to silence is encapsulated in the phrase, "Do not speak unless it improves upon silence." This maxim, attributed to the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, urges us to consider the value of our words carefully. In a world where communication is often incessant and trivial, This principle invites us to speak only when our words can contribute meaningfully. The idea is that when we speak unnecessarily or impulsively, we dilute the impact of our words and risk creating confusion or conflict. But when we choose silence, we allow space for thoughtfulness, giving our words the power to resonate and make a genuine difference. Silence, then, demonstrates several key virtues that are central to Stoic thought, such as self-control, maturity, and respect. In the act of choosing silence, we exercise self-control over our impulses and desires to speak out of habit or emotion. Instead of reacting immediately, we take the time to reflect and ensure that our response is measured and purposeful. This self-discipline is at the heart of Stoicism, which teaches that by mastering ourselves, we can better navigate the complexities of life with clarity and composure. Moreover, silence is a sign of maturity. In the heat of a conversation or an emotional situation, it is easy to resort to quick, impulsive reactions. Yet, true maturity lies in the ability to listen, process, and choose the right moment to speak, or to remain silent altogether. Stoics believe that emotional maturity is not about avoiding feelings, but understanding and controlling them so that our actions align with our rational understanding of what is best. Respect is another key aspect of Stoic silence. By choosing not to speak unnecessarily, we show respect for both our own thoughts and the other person's perspective. Silence is a powerful way of acknowledging the value of what is not being said, whether it's giving the other person time to express their thoughts or allowing ourselves space to reflect. In relationships, silence can foster an environment of trust, where each party feels heard and respected. It is in this space of silent understanding that the deepest connections are often forged. In conclusion, Stoic silence is not about withdrawing or avoiding difficult conversations, but about practicing intentional restraint. It is a space for reflection, a demonstration of self-control, and a way to deepen understanding and connection. By adopting the Stoic view of silence, we can enhance our communication, strengthen our relationships, and cultivate a sense of inner peace. Building trust through listening. In Stoic philosophy, silence is not merely the absence of speech, but an active tool that fosters understanding, empathy, and connection. One of the most profound ways to use silence in relationships is through active listening. By listening attentively, without rushing to respond or interrupt, we demonstrate genuine care and respect for the other person. This practice of active listening is a form of Stoic silence that builds trust and strengthens emotional bonds. Active listening is about more than just hearing words. It is about understanding the meaning behind them. Stoics believed that true wisdom comes from listening, not just with the ears, but with the mind and heart. By allowing the other person to fully express themselves without the pressure of immediately offering a counterpoint or solution, we show that their feelings and thoughts are valued. This creates an environment of safety where they feel heard and respected. It allows for open, honest communication without the fear of judgment or interruption. Silence plays a crucial role in this dynamic. When we choose to remain silent during someone else's speech, we offer them the space to explore their thoughts and emotions. This type of silence is not passive or disinterested. Rather, it is active and engaged. It communicates to the other person that we are present and invested in what they are saying. By remaining silent and listening attentively, we invite them to share their vulnerabilities without the worry of being cut off or dismissed. This approach builds trust because it signals to the other person that we are not merely waiting for our turn to speak, but that we are genuinely interested in understanding their perspective. Trust is not built through words alone, but through the actions that accompany them. When we listen without interruption, we show that we prioritize the relationship over the need to be heard ourselves. This unspoken message fosters a sense of mutual respect and understanding, which is essential for a strong, lasting connection. Consider a simple example in a conversation where one partner is sharing their frustrations at work. Instead of immediately offering advice or trying to solve the problem, you choose to listen in silence, nodding occasionally to show understanding. You allow them to express their feelings without judgment or interruption, creating a safe space where they can be vulnerable. By the end of the conversation, they may not even expect you to have all the answers, but the act of being heard in such a respectful and non-judgmental way strengthens the bond between you. This practice not only builds trust, but also allows for deeper emotional connection. In professional settings, active listening can have similar benefits. When colleagues feel that their concerns are being heard without interruption or dismissive responses, trust is built. This leads to more effective collaboration, better problem solving, and a more supportive work environment. In these moments, silence speaks volumes. It communicates that the listener values the speaker's opinion and is fully invested in the conversation. In conclusion, Stoic silence, especially in the form of active listening, is a powerful tool for building trust in relationships. It creates safe spaces for open communication, allowing individuals to feel truly heard and understood. By practicing this form of silence, we not only foster deeper emotional bonds, but also cultivate an environment of mutual respect, empathy, and trust. The role of silence in conflict resolution. In the heat of a conflict, words can often escalate tension and derail productive dialogue. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful tool for managing disagreements: silence. By choosing silence in moments of heightened emotion, we can prevent rash decisions, allow for reflection, and maintain control over our reactions. This thoughtful pause not only leads to more rational responses, but also helps rebuild trust after a conflict. In Stoicism, one of the most essential virtues is the ability to exercise self-control, especially in challenging situations. During an argument or disagreement, emotions often run high, clouding our judgment and leading us to react impulsively. In these moments, silence serves as a tool for restraint, an intentional break that allows us to regain composure before speaking. Instead of responding in anger or frustration, we pause to reflect on the situation, consider the other person's perspective, and evaluate our own feelings. This pause prevents unnecessary escalation and helps us respond more thoughtfully. The Stoic principle of pausing to reflect before speaking is rooted in the understanding that our words have power. Once spoken, they cannot be taken back, and they can either resolve or worsen a conflict. By choosing silence, we create the space needed to avoid the knee-jerk reactions that often arise from emotional impulses. We allow ourselves time to consider whether our words will contribute to understanding or further harm the relationship. Silence also allows us to focus on the other person's words and feelings, rather than being preoccupied with our own response. It shows respect for the other person's perspective and offers them the opportunity to express themselves fully. In this way, silence becomes an act of empathy, acknowledging that the other person's emotions and views are valid, even if we disagree. This shift in mindset fosters mutual respect and helps diffuse tension. Consider a situation where a partner is upset and an argument ensues. If both parties immediately react, the conflict may intensify and each person's emotions could become even more entrenched. However, if one person chooses silence, stepping back to reflect before responding, they can provide the emotional space needed for the situation to cool down. By choosing not to escalate the argument with sharp words, they signal to the other person that they are taking the matter seriously, rather than simply reacting emotionally. This can create an opening for a more rational and constructive discussion once both parties have had time to reflect. Silence can also help to rebuild trust after conflicts. Often, after a disagreement, individuals may feel hurt or misunderstood, and their trust may be shaken. In these moments, speaking recklessly or trying to win the argument can worsen the situation. On the other hand, when we take the time to pause, reflect, and speak with consideration, we demonstrate our commitment to resolving the conflict with respect. Our silence in the heat of the moment shows the other person that we value the relationship more than the need to be right. This creates an opportunity for healing, as trust is often restored when both parties see that their concerns are being taken seriously and approached with empathy. In professional settings, the role of silence in conflict resolution is equally crucial. When tensions rise during a disagreement with a colleague or client, choosing silence can be the most effective strategy. Rather than getting caught in a back-and-forth exchange of harsh words, stepping back and allowing time for reflection ensures that the conversation is focused on finding solutions, not exacerbating problems. This approach prevents the breakdown of professional relationships and fosters a more cooperative environment. In conclusion, silence is an invaluable tool in conflict resolution as it helps prevent escalation, encourages reflection, and facilitates rational responses. By adopting the Stoic practice of pausing before speaking during disagreements, we can protect relationships, rebuild trust, and foster more respectful, productive interactions. Silence as a signal of confidence and strength. Silence, often misunderstood as weakness or avoidance, can be a powerful signal of confidence and emotional control. In Stoic philosophy, silence is not about passivity, but rather about exercising self-assurance and mastery over one's reactions. When we choose silence in the face of adversity or confrontation, we demonstrate our inner strength, our ability to remain composed, and our commitment to responding thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Silence conveys confidence because it shows the ability to remain undisturbed by external noise or provocation. In moments where others might feel the urge to fill the space with words or try to assert themselves verbally, silence reflects a deep understanding of one's own emotions and the power to control them. It is a sign that we do not need to react immediately, but can instead assess the situation with clarity and wisdom. By refraining from speaking out of impulse or frustration, we communicate that we are secure in ourselves and do not need to prove our worth through constant verbal affirmation. In relationships, whether personal or professional, confidence derived from silence builds credibility and trustworthiness. When someone speaks with intention and chooses to remain silent when necessary, they demonstrate that their words are carefully considered and not driven by momentary emotion. This creates an aura of reliability and authenticity. People begin to trust that when this person speaks, their words will carry weight and meaning. Silence thus becomes an act of integrity. It shows that we are not motivated by a need to impress or control, but by a desire to engage in meaningful, thoughtful exchanges. Consider a leader who faces a heated meeting where emotions are running high. While others may raise their voices or argue passionately, this leader remains quiet, carefully considering all perspectives. By remaining silent, they convey that they do not need to dominate the conversation to assert authority. Their strength lies in their calm demeanor and thoughtful approach. This silence commands respect and trust, as it signals that the leader is in control of the situation and will speak only when it is truly necessary. In personal relationships, silence can also signify strength. Imagine a situation where a partner or friend is upset, and instead of immediately offering solutions or jumping to defend oneself, one chooses to listen in silence. This act of restraint communicates emotional strength. It shows that the person is confident enough to give the other space to express themselves and that they can manage their own emotions without feeling threatened. It builds a sense of mutual respect and trust, as it signals to the other that their emotions are valued and understood. In conclusion, silence, when used intentionally, serves as a powerful expression of confidence and strength. It demonstrates self-control, enhances credibility, and fosters trust in relationships. By choosing silence at the right moments, we convey that we are emotionally grounded, secure in our actions, and committed to thoughtful engagement. The power of nonverbal communication. In Stoic philosophy, silence is not only the absence of speech, but a deliberate space that amplifies the power of nonverbal communication. In a world where words are often overused, the Stoic emphasis on silence opens the door to a deeper, more authentic connection through body language, eye contact, and subtle gestures. These nonverbal cues, when employed intentionally, can speak volumes more than words ever could, conveying trust, understanding, and emotional depth. Stoic silence enhances the effectiveness of nonverbal communication by allowing these cues to stand out more clearly. When we choose to remain silent, we create room for our actions to speak for us. For example, maintaining eye contact during a conversation is a powerful signal of attentiveness and sincerity. In Stoicism, this form of silent connection reflects the discipline to focus on the present moment and truly engage with the other person. Eye contact conveys respect, trustworthiness, and emotional connection without the need for verbal affirmation. Similarly, body language plays a crucial role in building trust through Stoic silence. The way we carry ourselves, the posture, the gestures, the way we lean in or distance ourselves can express empathy, confidence, and attentiveness. A gentle nod, a reassuring touch, or simply sitting at ease can communicate more compassion and understanding than any spoken word. These gestures are rooted in self-awareness, a key Stoic virtue, and can be far more telling than empty promises or hasty words. Nonverbal communication also includes the space between us. A Stoic might choose silence in moments of tension, allowing for physical space that enables reflection and personal growth. This act, though silent, can demonstrate profound respect for the other person's emotional state, giving them room to think and process without the pressure of constant verbal interaction. To build trust using nonverbal communication, first, be conscious of your body language. Ensure your posture is open and welcoming. Avoid crossing arms or looking away, as these can signal disinterest or defensiveness. Second, practice mindful listening. Allow your body to reflect your engagement by nodding, leaning slightly forward, or matching the other person's energy. Lastly, cultivate emotional awareness through your gestures. A simple touch on the arm, a reassuring smile, or a calm stance can communicate empathy and reassurance. In conclusion, Stoic silence is a tool that enhances nonverbal communication, allowing actions to speak louder than words. By being aware of how we use our body language, eye contact, and gestures, we can convey trust, sincerity, and emotional depth, creating a foundation for stronger, more meaningful relationships. Balancing silence and expression. While Stoic silence is a powerful tool for building trust and fostering authenticity, it's equally important to balance it with open communication. Silence in Stoicism is not about avoiding interaction or retreating from connection. Rather, it's a deliberate and thoughtful choice that enhances the quality of communication. In relationships, knowing when to speak and when to remain silent is crucial for maintaining harmony and strengthening emotional bonds. Stoic wisdom teaches that silence should not be a means of evasion, but a form of restraint, a way to avoid rash words and premature judgments. It emphasizes the importance of pausing before responding, allowing time for reflection. In some situations, speaking is necessary to express feelings, clarify intentions, and resolve misunderstandings. However, speaking impulsively or too much can damage trust, especially when emotions run high. It's in these moments that silence becomes a powerful ally, giving space for calm and measured communication. On the other hand, there are times when silence can breed misunderstanding or isolation. In relationships, clear and honest communication is essential for sharing thoughts, feelings, and desires. Silence in these cases may be perceived as neglect or disinterest. Therefore, it's crucial to recognize the moments when silence serves the purpose of reflection and when it hinders meaningful dialogue. To find this balance, cultivate awareness of the emotional atmosphere. In tense or emotionally charged situations, a moment of silence can prevent rash words that may harm the relationship. Conversely, in moments of confusion or need for clarity, speaking openly and honestly is necessary to restore understanding and trust. Being attuned to the needs of the relationship and practicing mindfulness will help you determine when to speak and when to remain silent. Stoic silence is a profound tool for fostering trust and building authentic relationships. The philosophy of silence teaches us to listen deeply, to engage in thoughtful reflection, and to express ourselves in ways that are both measured and meaningful. By practicing the art of silence, we can communicate more effectively through nonverbal cues, prevent unnecessary conflict, and create a space for genuine emotional connection. We've seen how silence strengthens trust by allowing for active listening, preventing hasty responses in conflict, and conveying confidence through nonverbal communication. Silence, when practiced with intention, is a powerful force that enhances our relationships by allowing space for reflection, understanding, and emotional depth. The Stoic approach to silence is not about withdrawing from connection, but about enriching it with presence, clarity, and purpose. As you go about your daily life, consider incorporating Stoic silence into your interactions. By finding the balance between speaking and remaining silent, you can foster deeper connections and create trust in all your relationships. Let silence become an ally in your journey toward authenticity and emotional growth. Thank you for watching and exploring the art of Stoic silence. We've delved into the transformative power of silence in relationships, revealing how it can build trust, foster authenticity, and deepen emotional bonds. By applying Stoic principles, we can better understand when silence serves us and when words are necessary to communicate our feelings and intentions. Silence, as we've seen, is not an absence of communication, but a conscious and powerful choice that shapes the way we connect with others. It enhances listening, promotes clarity during conflict, and strengthens nonverbal communication, all of which contribute to lasting, meaningful relationships. We invite you to reflect on how you use silence in your own life and how it can transform your interactions. Share your thoughts or experiences with the power of silence in the comments below. How has silence shaped your relationships, and how do you balance it with open expression? If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell to stay updated with more Stoic wisdom on personal growth and relationships. We look forward to sharing more practical insights to help you build deeper, more fulfilling connections.